Hi everyone, this is Mr. Matas. In case you didn't know, I wanted to talk to you today about what's going to be going on next Wednesday, April 15th, in terms of art material pickup. There have been some concerns in terms of students going out and picking up the materials and whatnot, right? So this is for you students and your parents and guardians. So make sure that they watch this, okay? So you understand that we are taking into consideration student safety, because that is the number one thing, is student safety. But we also have some students that don't have materials at home, so they can't really be working. They can't be getting up to date on what's going on, and also keeping busy during this time, and finding some ways to express some of their emotions and get some of their stuff out. So this is also like a social emotional aspect of what we do at Lake Park, and the art department takes that very seriously. So what's happened is I've sent a Google form out to students about potentially being able to pick up materials. So that was for Monday, because Mr. LeBrocco and I are going to go in over to West Campus and we're going to pick up materials. Obviously, we're maintaining social distancing requirements. We're going to make sure that everything that we pick up is then going to go into my car. We're going to take it over to East Campus, where we are then going to collect stuff for East Campus students as well. So there is one one pickup area that we're going to have for both campuses. Now, the plan is that once we pick up these materials, even though they've been sitting there untouched for weeks, I'm still going to be spraying things down with some Lysol. I'm also going to be wiping things down and whatnot, making sure that things are as sanitary as possible. Okay? Really, the students' materials that are in the portfolios, again, have been sitting in there for weeks. So there shouldn't be any issue. However, I'm still going to be doing my due diligence, because that's, like I said, number one is student safety. Okay? And then what we're going to be doing is, with Mr. LeBrocco and I are going to collect the different portfolios, and we're going to make sure that we put materials in there, such as colored pencils, such as their drawings, pencils, erasers. Depending on their class, we're going to be creating little kits for them. For example, like ceramics, I'm going to be giving them like some oil clay, some wax paper, and some tools, so that way they could actually get some work done at home. Nothing that is going to be sent home is going to be, number one, dangerous, obviously. It's not going to be messy. It's going to be easy to use. Then after that, what the plan is to have one area where people are going to be able to drive up. So it isn't going to be, students are not going to be entering the building proper, meaning they're not going to the art room. They are not going to be entering a main lobby area. At this point, my plan is that I want to, over near the auditorium, there is an entrance. So it's in the Circle Drive, but there's a smaller entrance that has two sets of double doors. My plan is to have one teacher outside, either Mr. LeBrocco or myself, wearing masks and whatnot, with a walkie-talkie, so that as cars drive up, he's going to be able to identify and ask questions in terms of like, okay, what period art class do you have? Who's your teacher? What's your name? Then he's going to radio that in to me, or me to him, inside the building, behind the second set of double doors. Whereas I will then start to get the student's portfolio. Then I'm going to put the portfolio on a table that's between two sets of double doors. So there's an exterior door, there's a space, and then another set of double doors. So in between that space is going to be a table. So that way, when the student comes, when Mr. LeBrocco gives us information, okay, cool, you could go up to the school. They will be only opening one set of doors, one door. Open up that door, and the portfolio should be sitting right there on the table. I will be on the other side of the doors in case they had a question or anything like that. Then they take their portfolio and they leave. Okay. Once they leave and the door closes, I will then go in, wipe down the table. I will even wipe down the door handle from the outside. Anything that was touched, to make sure that things are maintained like sanitary as much as possible. I'm going to be doing my due diligence. I, of course, will be having a mask. I will be having gloves, so that way, we're cutting down any kind of risk. Now, the reason why we as an art department have decided to do this is, again, like I mentioned earlier, is getting materials into students' hands. That's important, right? So that way they could keep going, and they could express their emotions, frustrations, anxieties through some of their artwork. So they are going to be getting those kinds of prompts as well. We're going to keep on working with that. While we think that a lot of the materials that we gave students in our video that they could get, yeah, they could go and buy all these things while they're out doing grocery shopping, right? Okay. But that's also an added expense that we really don't feel that people should. And it's not a huge expense, but given this time, it's an expense, and we want to limit that as much as possible. We want to be respectful of that. Also, in some cases, you may not go out for weeks, and I get that, right? But also going to a store, there's more people at the store. It's a less controlled environment because people are walking around all over the place, and you're going to be waiting in line. You're going to be touching considerably more materials that other people have touched. Whereas with what we're doing is we're limiting interaction a lot. So that's the goal. Obviously, we're taking that into consideration. So if you have any questions or concerns, as a parent, as a student, students know that they could reach me via the Hangout, where they could email me. Parents, please don't hesitate to email me or anything. That's fine as well. My email is fmatas, so FMATAS @lphs.org. Again, that's FMATAS @lphs.org. Please don't hesitate. I know some of you are concerned. Rightfully so. I totally get it, so just let me know if there's anything, if you have any questions. If there's anything I could do to kind of ease your mind with this, but at the same time, I'm not going to let any student be punished because they weren't able to go pick up the materials. We'll figure something out, okay? But this isn't a requirement. It's an opportunity. It's, you as their parent, you know best what's best for your student, what's best for your kid. You're the one that has to make that call, and I'm in no place to tell you what to do, right? I'm doing stuff with my own kids. One of my students is a freshman in high school as well, so I get it, right? I really do, and my wife is also an art teacher, so we understand. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Hopefully this kind of eases some of your concerns if you have any, which I'd be shocked if you don't, but you know how it is. So again, please feel free to reach out with any questions, any concerns. As much as I can't wait to get back to work back to school, right, to see my kids, this is just kind of the things that we're going to have to be doing now. Okay? All right. You take care. Be safe. Be healthy. Enjoy your weekend, and hope this ends really soon. Okay? Bye now.